Oh bitches, welcome back. Today we're gonna react to scary stuff, you know, because you know what, I want to do everything different. I want to do 3 videos a day, guys, so let's fucking do it. Smash the button if you're new. Let's react to chilling photos from the war. On the serious note, the war is nothing to laugh about or nothing to mess about with, you know. It was a really rough time at the time, and I respect everything, so it's no time to laugh about that, guys. And yeah, I hope you like the reaction, and let's see what happens, man. I want to watch more scary stuff, you know. I want to do everything. I want to watch scary stuff, funny stuff, TikTok. Guys, if you want me to do more TikTok videos, I know you guys liked it, comment below and say more TikTok videos. If you want me to do more TikTok videos, put TikTok part 2. Comment below TikTok part 2 and I'll do TikTok part. Excuse the mess, guys. Don't blame me the mess, okay, guys. Excuse the mess. I know I'm wearing glasses. Oh, Nick, you know, wearing sunglasses today. Yes, I can't be asked. I'm not bothered. And people say, why do I wear glasses? Why not? Why not? Nothing is wrong with my glasses. Like, if you see, nothing is literally wrong. I just like wearing glasses. But anyways, let's react to it. And yeah, hope you like it, man.
A conflict of chaos that spread throughout Europe like a plague. Neighbor against neighbor, the First World War left behind the carnage of millions, and shocking photographs can illustrate with some degree of precision just how gruesome the reality was for a soldier. For many, the images still evoke the feeling of dread, revulsion, and horror.
Jesus. Let me fix my mic. Right. I think that's alright. I think so.
Major military units had cavalry forces in the beginning of the First World War. Horses and mules were crucial at the time because they were used to carry weapons, deliver messages, and survey enemy territories. However, with the use of these animals came many disadvantages, such as poor sanitation and disease. Even more troubling was the fact the horses and mules used by the military would have to withstand chemical warfare. It was on April 22nd of 1915 that the Germans attacked.
Wow, they used to use... I never knew they used to use elephants too. Like, wow, at the time they used to use elephants. Poor animals. I bet they went for the really freaking rough time at the time, you know. Fuck, you know, that was really rough.
The French with chlorine gas. This marked the beginning of chemical use for weapons. Gas masks were consequently a demand, but not only for humans. The horses and mules used on the front lines were given these protective masks to move through the deadly gases. These gas masks were essentially constructed from flannelette bags and canvas mouthpieces secured by elastic bands. Occasionally, horses and mules also had protective goggles, but unfortunately, during many deadly encounters with chemical weapons during the war, they did not, and their eyes were badly affected by the gas.
Damn, bro. Poor animals, man.
Soldiers in the First World War crouching in a trench could look up for only a split second, and without warning they could be missing an ear, an eye, their jaw, their nose, or even their entire face.
Man, imagine being on that situation, yeah? Just imagine, guys, you being on that situation right now where they guys are standing right there, sitting down, knowing that anything can happen at any moment. That is some scary shit to think about, you know. And these people went through this stuff, you know. It's crazy to not think about it, but if you think about it, it's crazy, man, and it's deep.
This was the cruel reality of trench warfare.
Exactly.
Once these badly scarred soldiers returned home, they were almost completely unrecognizable to their family and friends. Cosmetic surgeons did not even know where to begin, for the disfiguration of the soldiers was overwhelmingly vast.
Damn.
Oftentimes, these poor veterans would peer into mirrors, seeing a completely different person. Indeed, the psychological effects were exceedingly negative. However, the alternative for face surgery was facial masks, and unarguably, the best crafted masks for defaced soldiers were made by sculptors Anna Coleman Ladd and Francis Derwent Wood.
Oh my God.
These full or partial masks were created from copper and painted in a way so that the skin tone would blend in with the rest of the soldier's face. Nice. These masks were secured by ribbons, wires, and even eyeglasses. Sometimes artificial mustaches or even beards were used to add embellishment. The letters that Anna and Francis received from their patients were filled with immense gratitude.
That's crazy.
Thanks to the two artists' talent, many scarred soldiers were able to live a relatively normal life after the war.
That's why we need art. That's always art. We need art because it's changed people's life, bro. That's crazy, bro. Mind blowing for me, bro. Oh, that's nice.
Shell shock was a common occurrence during World War I. The term was coined by the soldiers themselves who had to live through its relentless horrors. It had become an increasing problem for the British during the war and drastically affected innumerable troops on the front line. Medical researchers endeavored to comprehend and treat the condition. Its symptoms included impaired sight and hearing, confusion, anxiety, fatigue, loss of balance, and intense nightmares.
Oh, hell yeah. If I been on the boat, bro, I wouldn't even sleep. You know how horrible it's been on that position. I'm time to go sleep as normal, knowing that you saw so many shit. You can't do that. It's impossible. You're gonna see, literally, you're gonna see stuff that you will never ever see in your life. Like this is obviously it's normal, bro. Bro, I'll be the same,
many
bro.
photographs from the war is one that was taken during the Battle of Flers-Courcelette in September of 1916.
Oh my god.
The haunting image is of a man who
fuck?
suffered from shell shock.
That looks scary,
One may
bro.
clearly observe that he was smiling deliriously, having no regard for the fact his comrades around him were dying. It is indeed difficult to fathom how troubling life was for those who became afflicted by the disorder. By the end of the First World War, there were 80,000 cases of shell shock in the British Army. Sadly, many of them were executed for desertion and cowardice.
Oh my god. Damn, bro. That's deep. Mustard gas. That's deep, bro.
Among the chemical weapons used in World War I was the infamous mustard gas.
Mustard gas.
And many photographs illustrate precisely how damaging its effects were. Mustard gas was primarily used during trench warfare. Both factions were close enough to shout at each other across the fields from the safety of their trenches. But because soldiers rarely ventured beyond the trenches and into the area known as no man's land, a method to attack the enemy soldiers within the trenches had to be invented. Thus, chemical weapons became an incessant demand. Germany first used mustard gas in 1917. They used it in grenades and supplied artillery shells with it. At first, when encountered, a soldier would not know what was about to affect them, unless they were familiar with the scent that briefly lingered. The smell of the gas was typically similar to that of mustard, hence the name. Due to mustard gas being 6 times heavier than the air they breathed, it usually stayed at ground level for several hours before entirely dispersing into the air. This was perfect for forcing the enemy soldiers to retreat out of their trenches, since the dense gas would sink downwards.
Wow.
Symptoms of inhaling the gas began after a few hours. This included severe chest pains, bloody coughing, and vomiting, as well as muscle spasms. Death typically occurred after 3 days, which is usually caused by heart failure or lung edema. The victims that do survive are left with unforgettable burns and blisters.
Ooh, Jesus. What?
War is a terrible thing to experience, and unfortunately, there were many children on all different sides who fought throughout the Great War. Oftentimes, a child would enlist, and officials would do hardly anything to stop them from becoming soldiers, due to the high demand.
Wait a minute, so you let kids fight in the war? Bro, that is too much, bro. That's crazy. Bro, your little kid be fighting in the war, knowing about guns and killing people and everything. That's crazy. Well, I have nothing to say, though. If you needed the help, you had to do what you have to do, so.
For fighters, especially towards the end of the war.
Jeez.
Most of the time, they would even lie about their age. These unsuspecting children were not even properly trained, but were nevertheless sent to the trenches in Belgium, France, Russia, and Turkey. They died alongside many of their adult comrades. Children as young as the age of 12 were exposed to the gruesome realities of
12 years old?
War. Many photographs show these miners proudly wearing their uniforms.
USA Navy.
It has been estimated that 250,000 boy soldiers fought in the Great War, and regrettably, thousands of these children had either been killed or wounded by the time it ended.
Oh my god.
That's all for now. Remember, you may not believe it, but anything is possible in a world so seriously strange. Now be sure to check out...
Bro, I have nothing. Bro, at 12 years old, oh my, crazy deep, bro. Damn. Anyways, guys, that was it. If you want me to react to more scary videos like this, or chill videos or whatever, let me know. If you want me to do part 2 of TikTok, let me know. And take care, guys.